Yeah, you're right. Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. I am in my local tackle shop, B&B Tackle. It's right here in Belle Chasse on 23, right next to Domino's. And now I need to go to the back. Come on, you're coming with me. Don't worry, I'm not coming back here by myself. I think Wayne is right behind me. We're looking at sockeye baits. It's what we're doing. Yeah, you're right. Wayne came back here to point me to the right thing. So rarely do I run out of crappie bites in the season. Usually I buy something like this and it lasts forever. But yeah, I mean, the jar that I had was actually from a while ago and I'm almost out. So I needed to come in here and get some more. This is not actual crappie bites. This is similar. It is power bait. Works just as good. $4.49. It better. I am thinking of making a choice here. I only came in here for the crappie nibbles. Look at this. This looks interesting. This is the color that I'm always drawn to for this water down here. This black and chartreuse crappie crawl for $2. I will try that. I think that might be a decent drop shop bait. This is not a straight up just tackle shop video. I just happen to really need to stop here. They close at 6, so you know we got to get this done, get out of here because sunset is coming, time is ticking. Maybe I'll choose something else. There are some nice jig heads to choose from here at the sizes I like. I'm got plenty of 116, but maybe I need a pack of fancy 132. Just which price sounds good to me, right? Because there are some prices, they might not sound good, but the item looks so good that I might have to jump, even though the price doesn't make me want to jump. So this is what I'm talking about right here. They really got me. Like, it's tickling my fancy. Jig heads, ACC, crappie sticks. Look at that. So this is 132. Well, what I'm having trouble with is the chartreuse or the black. I like these googly eyes on here, the eyes on the jig. But look, they're $5.29, but they look good to me. And I think I will just, yeah, that looks decent. I like a chartreuse head down here more than anything, or just a plain lead head, right? Yeah, you're right, but I was short on 132s. And now I got some fancy ones, and I think I need to go. Oh, I couldn't get away. I just couldn't get away. I think I've made my choices, and I'm not going to make any more, but the same brand, you know, of jig head makes baits, it seems. I've never seen these before. They're kind of interesting, but they're not really speaking to me because, you know, except for this one, this watermelon red looking one. Those colors are, maybe that would work right there, that straight up chartreuse with the black pepper in it. Look at those. There's a lot of good things on this wall right here. It's just stacked with them. Come on. So like I said, it's not a straight up tackle shop video. It's a mixed video of different things. So got what I need. And now I need to go the other side of this busy highway. I'm gonna have to go around the block, cross the bayou, and come up the other side of it to get to this next bit of the video, which is the scouting bit and the fishing bit. At least doing it this way gives me the opportunity to do a, oh my goodness, water check. It is a murky, cloudy green. Yeah, you're right. Let me tell you, the traffic situation in this town is not looking pretty these days. Not pretty at all. Oh my goodness. I think I screwed myself going that way. It's all good. That's what fat tires are for. Sitting here at Contemplation Point. Yeah, you're right. Good thing here is that I got a light stop the traffic for me, because I need to go straight across right there. Highway 23 coming through Belle Chasse is not very bicycle friendly. There's no bicycle lanes, there's no shoulders coming through town. We got a new bridge too, and that's not cycle friendly. I'm gonna let the traffic coming off the base come through. Okay, I was watching back over my shoulder looking for turn signals coming the wrong way. Here we are. Easy peasy, sorta, kinda. Just not get a flat tire. I can't really trust everything we're rolling over right now, but here we go. Here we go, and here we are. I might be able to get my bike a little closer, a little away from the road. Yeah, you're right. We're walking underneath a train trestle. Let's move the bike. Oh, yeah. I see something I'm going to talk about, because there's more coming. All right. Not only did I move the bike, I turned it around so we can fly out of here if need be. So I was actually here, but on that side in the dark, maybe 3 nights ago, before a session with Karen for crappie. I believe I am legal to fish here on this side of that fence. You see that fence? That fence used to go across the way, I believe, but it's not there anymore. There's no fence over there. However, there is something going across the water over there. Can you see that? I couldn't really see it when I was over here checking this out in the dark. I was casting from over there and I hooked it, but I came off it, but it's going across there. I think this is deep water, but it's not pretty looking deep water, is it? Not my first time here at this spot, not my second time either. Like I said a few nights ago, I checked it out, but the other side. I decided to come check it out during the day on this side today, but I have been to this side before, and like a lot of spots around here, lots of anecdotal stories about catching sac-a-lait, especially on this side where we're at, underneath the trestle. Kind of a problem for me being here because I do not like the sound. It is really, really noisy. It might be a problem for you, watching the video, because it's very noisy, but is it a problem for the fish? There's a lot of structure. Could be fish holding. I believe it to be deep, maybe around 10 feet or a little deeper. See all that? So most guys who put their yak on this bayou can't get past here without pulling out and coming up around that, and that's very difficult to do. So a lot of people haven't ventured past that because they can't get past that obstacle. So there's not a lot of, there are some people who have told me stories who fish this, but there's not a lot of people who actually do fish this side. Not anymore. Despite the noise and everything, we're gonna fish here. So I got 4 different rods here. I got 2 for bass, and I got 2 for sac-a-lait, perch, crappie and sac-a-lait, the same thing. So let's start off with bass. We have a crack and crawl on a shaky head. I'm gonna text pose this real quick. I'm really tempted to fish from the trestle, but I'm not going to. It wouldn't be legal, right? But there's some places where it's not that much of an issue. However, I'm not suggesting you do it. I know guys do. It's not the safest thing to do, but if you know if there's no train, there's no train. But yeah, you never know when there is going to be a train. However, this is in public, so you don't do sketchy stuff in public when traffic is driving right by you. Looks really juicy right here in front of this grass, especially right in there. Looks like a bit of a choke point between the choke, right? Where a little bit of open water right there. So we will try. Let's go ahead and get a little more hanging off my rod tip to where I can gently swing that over there. And there we go. Let's see how that drops. I got about 5 feet of a leader double unit onto this 20-pound braid, and the leader is 10-pound fluorocarbon. I do not see the knot, so that is definitely deeper than 5 feet, maybe about 7 or 8 right there, and that's just right off the bank. Just kind of like gently shake that around. We're technically in the margins, real close to where the grass is, so there could be a bass hanging out right there. Because this is deeper water, it's going to hold a better temp. And we did have a nice brutal cold front come through in the beginning of this week, and we've had cold overnights. But those cold overnights, that temperature is ticking up every night, and so it's the daily temp. It's today a high of dang near 70, 68, 69, and it's nice right now. It's in the 60s, and for the most part, after the sun goes down, it'll stay in the 50s until like the wee hours of the morning. It'll come down into the high to mid 40s, but yeah, it's gonna be in the 50s most of the night. Some bait right here off the grass, like little minnows, something like that. All right, let's see. When I was here the other night, I didn't fish too much between the trestle and the highway bridge. It was mostly on that side, and that seemed deep. This is deep, but I think it's deeper right on that side of the trestle. Working this shaky head straight across from that side to this side could give me a bite, could give me a fish, but it's also going to give me a bit of a blind man's reading of what it is from there to here on the bottom as I gently hop this along, because that jig head is going to encounter structure, lumps and bumps. Give me an idea. Could all go wrong. Could get wedged if by chance my hook is untexposed. Could get a straight up hardcore snag. I did this the other night in the dark when I was here with an exposed jig. It was just a 1/16 ounce crappie jig, a hair jig by Kai's Custom Jigs, and I never snagged up, and I did maybe 20 casts bumping it around. Oh, was that a hit or was that structure? Sometimes if you can't tell the difference, you know, especially if you're not paying that much attention. I was watching the traffic for a second. Okay, so what we do when we're not sure if that was a bite or structure, when we're skeptical, right? We don't think it was a bite, but we're not 100%. We're gonna come back over that area. I think I may have hit something. When I look down in the water here, you see it? There's a timber going at an angle right here, going that way. That's not what I hit, but is there other things like that right in front of it? Structure is a good thing though, but it's always nice to know where that structure is. Yeah, there's structure there. Yeah, that was not a bite. There's structure, and I think there is a vacuum or a chasm underneath it, because this went into that structure. So fish could hang out there. So this structure right here that I could get on, believe me, I'm tempted, but I don't believe I am allowed or it's intended. That is conduit, electrical conduit, I believe. You can see some of it's fallen down into the bayou right here. And there's this blockade here. So that's pretty much, it's not plain text, but that's pretty much saying, do not get on here. However, there's not really much of a need to get on there at the moment. There is a need to do a straight cast across to the other side to see what that feels like. These scouting videos, if you're not familiar with my channel, sometimes these scouting videos are more yakety yak and blah 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 before they're fishity fishity. I'm going to do that again. I believe that last pillar right there, that far pillar over on that side, I believe there's structure. Just want to make sure that I'm properly text posed, and we're going to do it again. I think there's something under the water on the bottom that this came over. I felt it. I want to do it again. Let that proper sink down. Who knows what kind of structure is in here? Old timbers, or like, here's a thought. These railroad ties. They could have thrown them in here when they were replacing them back in the day, rather than haul them off like they do in most places. So we could have railroad ties down in here. Yeah, there's structure. Now, I didn't feel the same structure because that cast was a little further out and I missed it. So I think over there at that pillar on that side, the structure that I hit that's underwater is a little tighter to it. And there's something right here. These are all key things to know, especially because I'm about to start drop shotting, and that's an exposed hook. So it's good to know where stuff is, and I might want to target that structure with the drop shot. Oh, that was an excellent cast, right on top of the pillar. All right, I'm going to stop with the bass stuff for the moment because there's just not much going on here, but it's deceiving. There's nothing happening on the surface too much. I've seen one disturbance. So we're going to start drop shopping because they might be down, and that's where all the action is, down deep. We got 3/8 ounce lead on 8-pound test. I got a size 4 mosquito hook right there by Owner, and that is a muddy water bait right there. It's garlic flavor, but we've added a power bait nibble. I bet you knew this was coming, because yeah, that's kind of what I was up to with the shaky head, figuring out where my obstacles are so I don't like go through a lot of pain right off. We're going to go with the middle right off. I'm going to let that sink, and then we're going to tighten our line up a little bit. And the idea of using the 3/8 ounce, which is kind of a lot of weight for an ultralight rod or 8-pound test, but it's to keep us on the bottom, and to where we tighten the line, we can feel that lead. We just want to shake that up and down and not move the lead. This is perch jerking pretty much, but without the red worm. This is perch jerking with a bait. This is drop shotting, because that's what perch jerking is. For some people, perch jerking is just standing in one place bouncing a jig vertically, but it's actually this. All right, first one doesn't always work out. It is kind of early for Sac-a-lait. However, there's overcast, so kind of not too early. We could bang into one, but could catch anything, any kind of perch, any kind of panfish like this. You see what's right here because we're closer to where all those minnows are. And the second one doesn't always work out. So I've caught fish in spots like this where it's not so much the world's best natural setting, right? It is super loud. You got to ask yourself, does that put the fish off? Well, I'm sure they get used to it after a while when they come through here, but are they so used to it that they'll hang out in here? Granted, over the years, it hasn't been as loud as it is now. There's a record amount of traffic coming through here these days, like 24/7. It's pretty much like this or worse, 24/7. But we're also fighting dirty water and post cold front conditions, so sometimes these are the best days to do your scouting, when it's kind of, yeah, shitty, because you're not really wasting the day, because you go anywhere else, you're fighting the same conditions. So why not go check out a spot and get to know it? Yeah, the third doesn't always work out. Will it work out at all? We just put that drop shot underneath there, up against that far pillar. I don't know what's there. I have not really figured that out yet. So might be fish, might be impending doom for this drop shot. I think I may have figured out what's going on with the structure around each pillar. I think there's a footing. You see it going down, and then there's a structure associated with it that comes out, because I'm hitting something right the other side of this one. I'm coming up it, coming across it, and then dropping down again, and it's kind of the same thing, but it only extends out so far, and then I'm hitting something similar over on the other side. So that structure is associated with the construction of this train trestle. Hopefully that's what it is. It's concrete. It is getting close to sunset, and this spot is just not showing any promise, right? I'll stay a little longer, but I think we need to go to a spot that might have some more promise so we can get some fish in this video. These scouting videos are more for the people who are local, live near the spot, or in the future will live near the spot. Hopefully you people that live in other states and other countries learn something from this video. However, this video is made for locals as well as you, but a lot of this is local knowledge. It's my opinion of this spot for the kids and for other people who haven't fished it in a long time or haven't fished it before. Let's get under there and then make a call on what we're doing. That is, if I can get under here. It might be tight. Oh, it's a little tight. We can get down here, but it looks muddy. A little muddy. Not too bad. At least I'm not sinking. It's not quicksand. We're gonna do a different rod down here, but it's Sockeye. I think, yeah, almost about 2 feet or better. Oh, no. Let's start out a little shallower because, yeah. And then we'll put one of these on there. Blue and chartreuse. It's a color that I used to use a lot more often, and I've just been getting back into it. It is similar to avocado and chartreuse. It works down here. This is a hand-tied jig by Kai's Custom Jigs. There's actually just a link in the description if you want to check these out. They're good. Oh, kill those plastic floats like that. Hopefully we didn't. I don't think so. Crappie under bridges is a good phenomenon. They could be up under here, but they might not. I mean, they like deep, so we might need to do the drop shot under here. It's not too deep on this side of these pillars though. The deep area might be out there, and I know over here by Domino's it is deep, maybe 10 feet, 10 to 12 feet, somewhere in between. All right, between the bridges we will get a little more generous with the depth under the cork. I think the scouting bit of this video is getting really close to its end, but not the end of the video. So I'll take this opportunity to let you know that we went from 10-pound test on this rod to 8-pound. I changed it the other day, yesterday morning in fact. Do one bad cast right here and you might catch a Miata or a Ford. So I think it's a worthwhile spot if you have warmer water temps, possibly cleaner water. It might be worthwhile here in a few days too even. However, it is worth mentioning that it's not the easiest or safest spot to get to. So why would I mention it? Well, it's not that dangerous getting to it, right? Because you got the light right there, so you can safely cross. Some people in the past would park right up here in the grass and come down here. Other people may park across the street and come across, but you could also park over there and walk under the bridge. I just can't get the bike under the bridge. So you could safely get over here by coming under the bridge and up around that and get to the point where you can't go past that fence line, or you could come to the other side. So it's not the sketchiest spot to get to, depending on how you get to it, and it could be worth checking out, and I'm probably going to check it out again, but right now I'm not checking out. I'm just checking out of this spot. Come on. And here we are, the other spot. It's a familiar one for most of you. So look at the color of the water. Not the dirtiest, but not the prettiest, right? It looks like kind of reminds me of Ireland, but not the right shade of green, but close. Looks cool with the sunset reflecting on it. I'm going to do the hair jig by Kai's underneath the cork with a crappie nibble here. I've caught sockeye here with a similar water quality, and it looked like this too. Like, looks dead, right? Like super calm, like way too calm. But they were here, but they weren't here at this hour. It was much later. There's probably some fun to be had right here in this spot. There is that outside possibility of getting a sockeye in here, but I doubt it. It is connected to that same water over there. There's usually goggle eye, cichlid, bluegills, maybe a bass in here. Oh, here we go. Oh, I thought I was getting a bite. I had no idea. Look at that greedy little thing. My goodness. Little tiny goggle eye. Out here on the bayou, there is some feeding going on. Every now and then I see some surface disturbances, but I mean, yeah, no bites. It's crazy. I could travel to another part of this bayou, kind of a far reach, and do a lot better. It could be a lot different. It could be about the same too. Oh ho ho! A goggle eye from the bayou proper. The proper bayou. It's a proper goggle eye. It's just not proper big. There's just not a good bite on this part of the bayou. However, at the far end, probably a different story, and I might go there much later. I realize I haven't told you exactly where that is, but if you're a local, you know, you know. If you know, you know. So it could be a totally different story down there, and if I get to go there, we'll see what that story is later. So until then, I hope you enjoyed the scouting video, and thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and being a member of the channel, and I will see you next time.